Testing, testing. All right. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 19, 2021. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. Thank you so much for joining me in the Morning Note. We do this today and every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going over everything that happened overnight, preparing you for the day. I don't even know how many episodes we got, but this is so much fun doing it, helping you guys. Get a lot of love on the DMs for sure for you guys. So very, very cool. Glad to do it. Let's go ahead and get you set up. If you haven't already, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo, click on that. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, comment your questions, here to help every day. Of course, follow us on Instagram at G.A.R Capital and on Twitter at G.A.R Capital if you like a little more live blogging, let's just say. If you like the Morning Note, Twitter is your best friend because I'm on there every day talking about the markets and really fun stuff. Okay, good morning. Let's go and talk about it. Dow futures up 124 points, NASDAQ up 38. S&P broke 4,500 this morning. That was the level we were watching. Remember, 4,480 was the level to break. We broke that. 4,500 came, exactly what we expected. Again, if you were a fan of or a subscriber of Twitter, I said this 4 days ago. We have taken the 50-day moving average on the daily, 44.42 next resistance, then 44.80 to get to 4,500. All-time high is 45.49. Here are your catalysts. Earnings season, softening inflation data. Yields are down. The dollar weaker after tapping resistance on the daily. We nailed it. Awesome work. Love it, love it, love it. Don't tell me that you cannot analyze and somehow, some way, predict the markets, because you can. Again, macro, that's what you need to start looking at. Macro, bonds, yields, the Fed, the dollar, the VIX, oil, gold, all that stuff. But again, at the end of the day, price action is still king. Okay, where were we here? The Russell up 0.46%. Crude oil is up 0.37%. Gold futures up 1%. Silver futures up 3.5%. 24.10 an ounce. 17.83 for gold. Again, that 1800 level. This is your resistance so far. Hasn't broken. Crude oil, I still expect to continue to run. We're at $82 a barrel. 10-year Treasury notes 1.613. Remember, we talked about yields yesterday. Again, the market can handle 2%. So again, you're talking about 400 basis points that we could totally handle in the market. The dollar is falling. Good for tech, 93.66. The VIX down 1% at 16.13. I'm going to go ahead and chart the VIX so we can take a look at what's the next move. Euro dollar up 35 pips, 116.47. Dollar yen down 3 pips, 114.27. Ethereum futures 38.12. Bitcoin futures 62,480. We are near all-time highs of 64,654. Yes, all-time high. Warning in effect. But does that change anything for us? Absolutely not. Again, if you want to see what I'm holding in crypto, here you go. 213,000 at its low point. Keep in mind, my lowest point in the summer, this is in June 21st, 96,000. I believe I was at 96,000 or somewhat. Now we are higher. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Tesla, Stellar, XRP, Polygon, GRT I just added. Not today, but Sushi, Luna, and SHIB. Obviously, I took profits with SHIB. I told everybody I still have some running. Again, really what you do here, guys, in terms of crypto, I know a lot of people are asking questions about it. Again, my target is 120,000 for the end of the year on Bitcoin. That's what I'll be selling. I'll keep some. I have some in my hard wallet. I have some in regular Coinbase. The majority is on Coinbase Pro, ready to sell once we get there. With that being said, Bitcoin is looking mighty nice. I do think that we're going to get there. Again, 62,000, basically a double up, or a little less than a double up to get there. I expect Bitcoin to break 70,000 by the end of the month. We still have November and December. Again, Q4 has been pretty solid for crypto. Let's see what we get. But again, nothing has really changed for me. Just holding what I've been doing, obviously, and I've been doing it for a while now, as dollar cost averaging. Just buy a little bit every week. Think of it as a bill. Don't even think about it, and you're rocking and rolling. So again, latest look on crypto. You can see all-time highs, 64,654. We should get there by today, if not by the weekend. So very, very cool. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the VIX together. That's something I want to look at. What I have open today, I have NVIDIA, I have Facebook open. Let me see if I can bring this up here. I have NVIDIA, I have Facebook open calls. I have the 225 calls on NVIDIA, Facebook 340s. If you were watching the morning note yesterday, We talked about Goldman Sachs. What level was it? The 410s. I caught it for a quick 40% yesterday, first thing in the morning. The volume wasn't there. I didn't even get a chance to type it. It soared. So if you took the 410s, like I told you guys on Goldman Sachs, congratulations. We talked about NEO as well. Remember, that break level, now it's at 40. I had the 38 calls. I got a quick 40. If you were watching the morning note yesterday, you got NEO and Goldman Sachs if you filled. Looks really good. Let's take a look at NEO together. You could see we still have a little more room to the upside. 41.38 is your 100-day moving average. I would wait for that break. If that does happen, I will target the 43s, which is your 200-day. 43.66 is your next resistance. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. A little more pricey. Right here, we're at 416. You could do the 420s probably for this week, if not next. I think this week's 420s aren't terrible. I still like financials. Yields are moving up. So again, take a look at Goldman Sachs, the 420s, if you have volume. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX right now, let's take a look at the daily. Remember that triple top and that triple bottom that we talked about? It finally broke. Your next support, really, if you're looking at it holistically, 15 is your next support. If that does break and we start getting to that level, that's where I want you guys to start buying some insurance. This is where you start taking a look at possible puts. So once we start getting down to 15, 14, we could be a little extended. Again, earnings need to reflect this due to PEs. So if we get strong earnings and obviously PEs reflect a decent multiple, then the VIX can hover around 15 without any issues. But again, right around 15, 14, that's $1 or 100 basis points lower than we are now. That's where you start want to take a look at some insurance. That's where you want to start taking a look at some VIXI, VXX, some calls possibly. Maybe you want to take a look at some SPY puts. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Carlos, aren't you bullish? Short term, the VIX dictates a lot. So again, you can start seeing that 15, 14 is your next support. After that, it's around 11, 16, 67. So again, we still have a little bit more to go, but again, you want insurance when no one wants it, not when everyone wants it. You want to sell when everyone wants it. That's the key. So again, that's what I'm looking at VIX on that. A couple of trades I have open. I have QQQ runners. Here you go. QQQ runners, 203%. I just have one. AMD we caught yesterday. We caught Qs, AMD, Apple, and Microsoft yesterday. I have some CCJ, which is some unusual options activity from December. I've had that for about a month. Facebook and Nvidia we should hit this morning. So pretty solid all around. Some trades here. I like it, and we're looking pretty good. I'm letting the runners run. That's what we do. Runner means that you close the rest of your contract, leave one open, let it ride, try to squeeze as much as you can. Sometimes those 100 to 200% bangers do add a little bit to your pocket, so why not? We'll leave it at that. Good morning, everybody. What do you think about DDOJ? That's Datadog. Let's see it. I don't own it, but we'll take a look at the actual chart itself. I'm assuming it's for an investment, so again, I'm going to go to daily, near all-time highs. Again, price action dictates a lot. You can see it's moving very well. 139.40 wouldn't be a bad place to buy. There is a gap to fill at the bottom here around 116. If you're looking to add, maybe 139 to around 120. Either one will be fine. Again, the 50 and the 100 day should give you a nice low levels there. Thoughts on Coinbase? Break Bitcoin to 64.8, calls above 304 on Coinbase. Coinbase has been on fire, just like Mara. Again, we still need a lot. So again, 300 calls on Coinbase for next week aren't a bad idea. Again, if you're expecting Bitcoin to run, which I am, so let's take a look at Coinbase. Mara would be an actual cheaper play. I would take a look here at possible the 54s. You can see 54 right here, the next resistance, and 57 is the highs. So I think Mara is a better play than Coin, just for the fact that it's cheaper. So you don't have to, spend all your money on Coin because it's a $300 stock, if anything. When is a good time to buy Roku? Roku is one of my favorites. Owned that for a while now. Now we're at 343. It's been boosting. Where would you buy it? I think here is a good time to buy if you wanted to add some here. It's not terrible. I hate adding on the upside. But again, look at this support, 290. I wish we would have broke it so I could have bought more. I didn't get that buy level, which is okay. I own shares of Roku. Been up for a while. Owned it. I've owned Roku since if I can get that here. Roku, I've owned since 118. So you imagine, 118, I have 37 shares. Not bad, but again, you can see here isn't a bad deal. We'll probably get to around 380. Let's see if we can break above 400. I believe we will, but again, we need that to hit. Neo yesterday, thank you. You're welcome, Matt. Very well done. Morning, Carlos. Thanks for everything. You think AMD headed to 118 this week? There was some UOA on them. Love AMD. Love what the chips are doing. Obviously, we do have an issue with supply chain. We're at 116.47. 118 is exactly my resistance. I like AMD here to break 118. Let's see if we get to above 116.85, maybe 117. If that does, I think you fire away and go to 118 on AMD. Carmen, take a look at that. Prediction on Tesla earnings, do you think we pop above all-time highs? Hard to bet against Tesla, but we've had such a parabolic move. I expect them with earnings to fall a little bit. Nothing crazy, maybe to around 850 to fill this daily gap here, 844. I would wait. Do not trade Tesla ahead of earnings. I would wait. 900 is resistance. We know that's $30 away. I think Tesla does beat on earnings. I think there will be some profit taking, and then you'll fill that gap to 844. That wouldn't be bad for a trade to the upside. I think we continued price action November and December. So again, 844 if you want to buy some more. I was been saying yesterday, if you want to take some profits on Tesla, this may be the way to go because we're starting to near 900, especially ahead of earnings. I'm not saying sell everything, sell something. Be smart. SPY, we talked about SPY in regards to that level of 44.80. So again, a break of 450, that's where I'll probably take a look and look to go long. If that does happen, you can really start getting into around the 452s, 454s, or 455s. 454s would be your all-time high. That wouldn't be a bad play if you break 450. Again, time is against you, maybe 453, but again, wait for the volume to hit first. Netflix earnings today, yes, it's after the bell. I would not trade Netflix ahead of earnings. I repeat, I would not trade Netflix ahead of earnings. A, it's very expensive. IV is very high. The good news with Netflix is that they got gold with Squid Game. I'm like on episode 4. It's a very good show. I'm pretty sure they'll have some more sequels. So again, is that enough to really move the needle? Well, you tell me because it's been moving very, very nicely now. Netflix is moving on the price action nicely. We're starting to get a little consolidation here last couple of days, about a $13 range. So I wouldn't touch it for earnings. It's a good stock to own if you want to own it. I don't own it anymore. I sold it for profit. I'm cool with Netflix just having the membership, not the stock itself. It is a little expensive. It can be a little extended. Remember, their PEs are a little high. Obviously, a growth company. But again, I need to see more subscribers. I need to see the money coming in, except for the cash burn. Remember, they're making their own series. They're buying series. They're buying content. You know, so that's money off the bottom line. Looking at any future plays for today. On futures, yes, S&P futures. If we can recapture 44.80 to the downside, I think you rip it here. Maybe 44.70 a little bit. I would go long there. Let's see what the market opens. Maybe we get a morning dump. Give us an opportunity to probably go long on E-mini futures right at 44.80. That's only 12 points away. 44.80, 44.70 is a good time to go long, and I will target all-time highs with a stop right around 44.28, which is your 100-day. Do you think Squid Game will affect the movement? I mean, it's one show. The assumption is that they're worth $900 million, just the franchise. Again, guys, it's one show. I'm not saying it's not great. I like the show, but $900 million, I think that's a little optimistic for Netflix. Again, they do spend a lot of money. It's a lot of cash burn there. Let's wait for earnings before we start making any ideas on what's what and what's worth. The QQQs, let's see it. QQQ. All right, Qs has resistance right at 375.30. If we start falling back a little bit below 372, you can start taking a look at 375 calls. Again, let's see if we get a morning dump this morning. 375 calls ain't a bad idea. We had a 370 call, so we're deep in the money. We've had that since yesterday. We had it since last week, excuse me. 375 calls would be decent if we get a little bit of a pullback. 372.99, 373 should tap. If we do, then I'd go long on QQQs. Can you please look at BABA? Yeah, I actually had a member ask about that. BABA isn't bad here. Again, I've owned it. I'm holding it. Everyone has been panicking on it. Looking at the daily here, if you do break above, actually it's not terrible here, around 170, 119. I'd hate to get in right away at the open. If that does break, you could probably target the 180s, if not the 175s for a nice little gain. But wait for volume to pick up first. It's not the best one. JPM getting to 170. Again, I like the banks. Remember we talked about Goldman. 171 is the high. 170 there. If we can break this wick of around 168.57, let's say 168.50, then I would go long to the possible 170s. Maybe a little pricier, maybe like $1.50 per. But again, 170s wouldn't be a bad idea, so I would wait for 168.50 since we rejected here. JPM looking very nice. Coin is boosted because of crypto. But I like Mara, so we'll keep an eye on there. You got some alerts here. Let's see what we got, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. G.A.R Capital FX is the website. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.